Hail and well met, adventurers. This is Redbot from Red Guides, a multi-boxing community for EverQuest. We play EQ a bit differently than normal, and in this series I'm going to show you how we set things up step by step. If you're wondering how we play, then think back to an old RPG like Wizardry, or maybe you played Final Fantasy on your Nintendo, or maybe you played Baldur's Gate. Then you know that playing a full group of characters is about management, strategy, and taking down big monsters. And that's how most of our community plays EverQuest, as a full group. At this point, EQ has been developed for 2 decades, and it is a blast to play. It's everything you remember from 1999, without all the hell levels and corpse runs. Also, EQ is now huge. There are over 500 zones, and most of them were designed for a full group, which we think is perfect. So head on over to EverQuest.com, make a few accounts, roll a few characters, and let's get started. The first step is to go to redguides.com and make an account. After that, get the launcher by clicking this big Download Launcher button. You'll see it on the right side of the page. The launcher is going to keep all the software you get from Red Guides updated, and since we have a lot of contributors, we recommend checking for updates every few days. So click the download button in the top right, and after the file is done downloading, go ahead and click it to begin installation. Click Next on the next few screens to get through the installation. When you get to this screen and it asks for the install location, we recommend just going with the default location we already have for you here. When done installing, launch the Red Guides Updater with the RG shortcut that was just made on your desktop. Click Login. Your browser should pop up briefly. Let's see if it works here. Click Login. There's the pop-up. And there it says return to the app, so go ahead, close your browser. And boom, you're logged in like magic. You'll see your welcome and your name up at the top. The next thing you'll want to do is click the Very Vanilla tab on the left side of your launcher here. Very Vanilla is our flavor of MacroQuest2, a free and open source program that extends the functionality of EverQuest and is required for most of the software you'll find in this video series. We try to keep Very Vanilla streamlined and simple. We've blocked and do not allow any active hacks or cheats and really keep the focus on add-ons and multiboxing. Please note that Very Vanilla only works on servers that allow multiboxing. It does not work on TrueBox servers. That's by design. And a quick note, Daybreak does not endorse any software but their own. So fair warning, this is unendorsed software. On the other hand, players who do 2 things we've never seen have a problem. And those are, number 1, stay at your keyboard. If you need to go AFK, type /unload and that unloads Very Vanilla. Number 2, be considerate of other players. Share your camp and, be friendly. And players who do those 2 things haven't faced an issue in the 15 years we've been around. Now let's install Very Vanilla. On the left side of the app, you'll see a tab that says Very Vanilla. Go ahead and click that. At the top right of the app, you'll see a little drop-down menu that says Live. You'll want to stay with Live if you're playing on an official server. If you're playing on an emulator, clearly you'll click EMU, and other servers, you'll know if you play on them. Right under that is a button called Install. Go ahead, click Install. There's the default location, which is just fine. If you already have MacroQuest2 on your computer somewhere, go ahead and point it to that location by going to the Settings tab and modifying the directory there. But this default location is fine, so let's just click Yes. And give it an honest minute or 2 to finish installing. If you're on a slow connection, it might take longer. When it's finished, you'll see the little last install date up here, and instead of saying install, it will now say update. You'll want to come back and click update after every EverQuest patch, or just every so often to get the latest version. I'd like to point out the macros tab on the left here. It's pretty great. We'll cover macros in a later video, but I want you to know how to install them and keep them updated with the launcher. Go to redguides.com and click macros up at the top here. This will take you to the macros section of our resources, and you can just browse all the macros we have. As soon as something catches your eye, like say Hatchery Mac, go ahead and click it, And then once you're here, go over to the Watch button and click Watch. Go back to the app, and after clicking refresh, you'll see it in the list. From here you can install it or update it or whatever you'd like. And again, we'll cover how to use macros later. Now let's get in game. Go back to the Very Vanilla tab and click Open MQ2 folder. You'll be using this folder a lot, so get used to it. Scroll down until you find MacroQuest2 exe. Double click it and check to make sure it's running. MacroQuest2 is already running. You can see it in your taskbar here, and there's some options that we'll go over later. But for now, log into EverQuest like you normally would. And there's the handy MQ2 window in the upper left. We did it! Hooray! You'll see some new options right away, like extra info when you do a /who, extra information on items. And here's a neat one. When you're looking for a friend, you can just type /target, their name, and then type /face, and you'll point right at them. You can also see a line pointing to them on your map. Next video, I'm going to show you how to log in your characters automatically, so you can get your group in and out of Norath as quickly as you would a single player. If you want to follow along with all the tutorials in this series, there's a link to our most current playlist in the description.